So you're telling me that God created this galaxy, Earth included, and so much more, but the main thing he's concerned about are the people on this tiny speck.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm telling you. And I guess you're trying to tell me that this is somewhat implausible, right? Hi guys, welcome to Deflate, where you learn to answer the skeptics' objections to Christianity. And today, we're dealing with the case of this TikToker who thinks that there is something off with believing that God would create such a big universe just to care about us little humans.
This is Earth. Wait, zoom out just a little bit. Okay, this is Earth. Hold on, can we zoom out a little bit more? Right here is Earth. And, alright, wait, zoom out one more time. Okay, way over there is where Earth is in the Milky Way galaxy, which is just a small part of the universe. So you're telling me that God created this galaxy, Earth included, and so much more, but the main thing he's concerned about are the people on this tiny speck. He's concerned about how they conduct themselves, and if they don't conduct themselves properly, they end up spending eternity separated from him. He creates laws about which fabrics they can and cannot wear. He says they should not eat shrimp and things of that nature. He gives them rules about how they should treat their slaves. Is it possible that the God who cares so much about how the tiny humans on this tiny planet conduct themselves was created by the tiny humans on this tiny planet?
Is it possible that we tiny people created God rather than the other way around? Well, yes, it's possible, but so what? Posing this question may be a fun rhetorical move, but it doesn't yet make for an actual argument that God is just a figment of our imagination. I mean, I could also ask, is it possible that there are pink unicorns walking around on Mars? Yeah. That's possible, but so what? This doesn't mean that we should believe it. Besides that, I must say I'm really glad this guy made clear that he's an atheist voter, as you can see on his fancy t-shirt here. You can probably order that from him. So according to Mr. Atheist Voter, it's weird that the creator of such a big universe would care about human beings and give us all those petty laws regarding food and clothing. Such a ridiculous concern with our behavior seems to be evidence of our preoccupation with ourselves, which is why it's more reasonable to think that it's actually us who created God. That's what we're being told here. Well, yes man, those Old Testament clothing restrictions are so weird. I mean, who would want to restrict themselves in their style? I mean, this guy didn't restrict himself at all by putting on this really awesome Atheist Voter t-shirt. Same with Old Testament food laws. They're so odd when you compare them to our entirely normal no gluten, intermittent fasting, fish only, no dairy, no carbs before noon, and no bananas after midnight diets, which aren't weird at all. That's beside the fact that this TikToker either ignorantly or intentionally tells us that God gave these laws to everyone on the planet, when the Bible is quite clear that these were given for a specific people at a specific time. He also seems to think that human beings are rather insignificant, given that the universe is so much bigger than us. As if the comparison of sizes could logically tell us anything about significance or meaning. All such comparisons accomplish is the stating of a truism, namely that planet Earth is a little dot compared to the size of the entire universe. But while the idea of this truism may seem to offer an actual argument against meaning and may even get atheist voters excited, it's 100% fallacious nevertheless. On the assumption that there is actually a logical argument to be made here, one may well make the opposite case, namely that such wild-looking relations in terms of size don't do away with meaning, but rather affirm it. I mean, miners sieve through tons of rocks and ore in order to unearth just one tiny little diamond, and yet people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for it. So no, there's nothing wrong with believing that God would create a big universe and care specifically for us, even though we're just a speck of dust. Or at the very least, this TikToker hasn't offered us an argument as to why we should believe otherwise. What you should believe though is that there's a very serious contradiction in the gospel narratives when it comes to the story of Jesus' crucifixion. Well, that's at least what this other TikToker over here tries to convince you of. To see why this contradiction is merely a figment of his imagination, check out this video over here. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.